Cleveland media losing its mind about Shedeur again? Checks out. Tony Rizzo asked the question, why is Shedeur even here? Ugh. It is mainly because of a practice report that he got, said it on the show. I had to digest and look a little bit up, see if there's any answers, but I think it's kind of ridiculous. So let's dive into that here on the Prime Time for College Football. A Hog Media production. This video is powered by our partners over at Sleeper. If you're not using them for daily fantasy football, you're missing out. Use our promo code PRIMETIME and they will match your first $100 deposit. Terms and conditions apply. So, yesterday, Cleveland media was kind of losing their mind on Shedeur once again. I mean, we know that this is kind of a thing that happens there. I even put out a video about how I think the Cleveland media really just hates Shedeur. And I mean, I understand he's a polarizing figure. He's a story. And I'm not sure Tony Rizzo wanted this to be taken this way, but when you put out something like this, it's going to be taken wrong. Let me play the video real quick.
I'm hearing Shedeur is not even running scout team. He's literally watching everyone play. Bailey Zappi's running scout team. I don't know if that's true. That's what I'm hearing. Why is he on the team? Why is he even here? If that's what you think about, because his jersey is selling, the Haslam's don't need jersey money, do they?
No, they don't.
Then why is he on the team if he's not even running scout team? Which
He's
I
a
don't know.
developmental project, Riz.
I'd love to ask him. Now today is Stefanski's day to cop out, which I love.
Yes,
he's
he
smart.
gives the coordinators.
So smart.
Yeah.
Somebody better ask Tommy Reese whether Shedeur's running scout team or not. Because I heard he's not.
So when you hear that, you're like, wait, what? Yeah, why is Shedeur on the team? I mean, look, they've got 4 quarterbacks. They picked up Bailey Zappi, who appears to be the scout team quarterback right now, while Dylan Gabriel's number 2 and Joe Flacco's number 1 as they're preparing to go to Baltimore. But you wouldn't have expected, even though they're going to Baltimore, that this would be the quarterback they would use as the scout team. You know, Lamar moves a lot, but Lamar does spend time in the pocket. So I guess that may be something that makes sense. I don't know. But Bailey Zappi being the scout team guy instead of Shedeur, to me feels more like something that they're not really talking about. Let me explain that. But first, let's talk about our partners over there at Sleeper. Shout out to our partners over there at Sleeper. Think you know football? Think you know sports in general? Well, hey, try your football knowledge up against others and turn that into real money on the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day into payday. Just download the app, use our promo code PRIME on your first deposit, get up to 100% match up to $100, and pick more or less on your favorite players with more than any other daily fantasy app. So you just pick 2 or more of your favorite players from pregame or live, pick their stats more or less, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money if your pick wins. So use our promo code PRIMETIME and you will get a match of up to $100 on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See the Sleeper terms of use for details. So to me, what makes the most sense in this entire situation really is this. Bailey Zappi's a veteran, 4 years in the league, and it kind of makes sense to have a guy that could try to replicate things that's been playing while you're developing Shedeur. Because Stefanski has said it before, and he's noted this a couple of times, that they are invested in Shedeur's development. You take a guy in the 5th round, you want him because that's a draft pick that you could use for anything else. You obviously are looking at down the line. And I talked about this a while ago, that my take on them really picking up Shedeur was truly because they got that massive Deshaun Watson contract that they're not going to use him anymore. He's unplayable. The way that he's played over the last couple of years, he's been awful. So you're done. You're dead in the water. It's dead money. And so you're going to need young quarterback contracts in order to function going forward. And so to me, I think that was kind of the thing that they were looking at. It was the thing that makes the most sense in my mind, like in my brain, that you would do that. You would get a couple of guys that you could develop, and if he turns into something special, boom, you hit it. And to me, that's kind of where Shedeur is in this situation. He's going to be on this roster for a while. There's literally no reason for them to let him go because they're going to need a quarterback. Now they're dealing with, injuries with Quinshon Judkins. He had the situation he had. Now he's back. And it's just everything that happens with Cleveland is all over the place. So I don't know what to think with this one, but let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts because it's kind of apparent that I feel like Rizzo's statement kind of went, I don't think that was what he meant, while at the same time, the way that it came out, dog, it just does not sound good. It really sounds like he's got beef with the fact that Shedeur's on the roster. And not just that he's on the roster, more of the fact that they're not even trying to really leverage him in ways they probably could. Like, scout team would make sense, but while at the same time, we've talked about it. Shedeur is there as a development piece. And in time, he'll develop. As soon as they get an opportunity, it will make the most sense then. So I just thought that was weird. Kind of wanted to get a lot of y'all's takes, kind of get y'all's feelings on that, and tell me what y'all think on it. All right, the Buffs got a game tonight down in Houston. We talked about it with my guy Parker from Locked on Cougs, kind of giving an update and an idea. The latest injury report also came down, so it looks like the Buffs did get some really good news in that situation, especially if the running backs are going to be able to play. That's going to be big. Now I need this Colorado defense to show up and shut down Connor Weigman. Weigman ain't really finished the season nowhere, so this is the opportunity for them to go in there, shut things down, especially since Houston really ain't had a passing game since, like, Willie Fritz has been there. Buffs got an opportunity. So hit the like, subscribe, bell notification so you don't miss any of that content. We'll drop something probably after the game. Definitely first thing in the morning because we always do a morning after we do a rewatch early in the morning. But we'll talk about that game. We'll be watching it, and we'll dive into all the nuts and bolts of it. So, and then if Shedeur ever gets to play in Cleveland, we'll dive into it. So we'll talk soon. Take it easy.